Good morning students, this is class 11th maths and today we will discuss the holiday homework of chapter 8th and chapter 6th from the book NCERT Exemplar. Now firstly we will discuss the left questions of chapter 8th. So question number 15th, in expansion x plus a whole raised to the power n, if sum of odd terms is denoted by O and the sum of even terms by E, then prove O square minus E square is equal to x square minus a square whole raised to the power n. In this expansion, odd terms, sum of odd terms is O and sum of even terms is E, and we have to show this. So first of all we will find O and E. So O is the sum of odd terms. So odd terms are first, third. So the first term will be NC0 x raised to the power n, a raised to the power 0, which is 1. So we are not writing that. Plus then the third term, which is NC2 into x raised to the power n minus 2 into a square, plus then fifth term, which is NC4 x raised to the power n minus 4 into a raised to the power 4, plus so on. So E is the sum of even terms. So second term is NC1 into x raised to the power n minus 1 into a plus NC3 into x raised to the power n minus 3 into a cube plus so on. So as you can see, O plus E becomes x plus a whole raised to the power n. Why? Because O is the sum of odd terms, E is the sum of even terms. Adding odd and even terms, you will get the complete expansion x plus a whole raised to the power n. Now see, x minus a raised to the power n, odd terms will remain this only. But in even terms of this x minus a raised to the power n, all the terms will include minus sign with them, because minus a raised to the power 1 is gives minus, then minus a raised to the power cube also gives minus. So this is nothing but O minus E. Why? Because each term, each even term will have minus sign, therefore this will be nothing but O minus E. Now multiplying this 1 and 2, you will get O plus E into O minus E will be O square minus E square, and here x plus a raised to the power n into x minus a raised to the power n. Power is same, multiply the base, so x square minus a square whole raised to the power n is equal to O square minus E square. Second part is to show 4OE is equal to x plus a whole raised to the power 2n minus x minus a whole raised to the power 2n. So we already know O plus E is this, O minus E is this, and 4OE is O plus E square minus O minus E square. So O plus E whole square will become x plus a raised to the power 2n minus this will become x minus a raised to the power 2n. This is what we wanted to prove. Clear? Question number 16th, if x raised to the power p occurs in the expansion x square plus 1 upon x whole raised to the power 2n, prove that its coefficient is this. So we have to find the coefficient of x raised to the power p and we have to show that it is this. So for finding any coefficient of any power, first of all we have to find out the general term, which will be 2ncr x square raised to the power 2n minus r into 1 upon x raised to the power r. So 2ncr into solving this x raised to the power 4n minus 3r. Now we want to find the coefficient of x raised to the power p. So in place of this 4n minus 3r, we want p So let this is equal to P. So we get the value of R as minus P plus 4n upon 3. So coefficient of x raised to the power P will be, in place of R, here put this value. So coefficient of x raised to the power P is 2nc 4n minus P upon 3, which will be 2n factorial upon 4n minus P upon 3 factorial into 2n minus 4n minus P upon 3 whole factorial, and this will become 2n factorial upon 4n minus P upon 3 factorial into, when you will take LCM and solve it, you will get 2n plus P upon 3 whole factorial. This is what we wanted to show. The coefficient of x raised to the power P is this. Clear? Question number 17. Find the term independent of x, that is the constant term, in this 1 plus x plus 2x cube into 3 by 2x square minus 1 upon 3x whole raised to the power 9. In this complete, we want to find the term independent of x. So see, this is a constant term. So we have to multiply this one with the constant term of this expansion, right? Here the power of x is 1. So to get the constant term, we have to multiply this with that term of this expansion which has power of x as minus 1, because this is power of x 1. The term containing power of x raised to the power minus 1. So the x will get cancelled and you will get the term independent of x. Similarly, for this term, it includes x cube. So we have to multiply with that term of this expansion which contains x raised to the power minus 3, so that this x cube gets cancelled. So to find this, first of all, we are finding the journal term. Journal term will be 9CR, journal term of this expansion will be 9CR 3 by 2x square raised to the power 9 minus r into 1 into minus 1 upon 3x raised to the power r, which will be 9CR into 3 by 2 raised to the power 9 minus r into minus 1 upon 3 raised to the power r, and solving this, power of x 18 minus 2r, and this will be x raised to the power minus r. So power of x will be 18 minus 3r. Now see, we want to find the term independent of x. So we will multiply 1 with the constant term of this expansion. So for the constant term, we want the power of x to be equal to 0, right? Which gives r equal to 6. Now we will multiply x with that term which includes x raised to the power minus 1, so that power of x gets cancelled. So we want power of x as minus 1 also, which gives r is equal to 19 by 3, which is not possible because r is a natural number, right? Now x cube, so we want to multiply this with the term containing x raised to the power minus 3. So let this 18 minus 3r be equal to minus 3, which gives r as 7, right? So when r is 6, put in this, t7 will be 7 by 18, and when r is 7, for this case r is not possible. For this case r is equal to 7, put in this journal term, you will get t8 equal to minus 1 by 27. So we will multiply this 1 with 7 by 18, right? Then this x, because no term is possible which includes x raised to the power minus 1, so we cannot multiply this with any term. Now this 2x cube with the 8th term, right? So coefficient of x raised to the power 0 will be 7 by 18 into 1 plus we cannot multiply this with any term. Now this coefficient of this term 2 with the coefficient of the 8th term, which is minus 1 upon 27. So you will get the independent term as 17 upon 54. Clear? Now we will discuss some questions of chapter 6, linear inequalities. So the question first is, solve this inequality given 4 upon x plus 1 equal to less than 3 equal to less than 6 upon x plus 1. And also this is given that x is greater than 0. Now see, first of all, writing this inequality as 4 upon x plus 1 equal to less than 3, and this separately 3 is equal to less than 6 upon x plus 1, right? Now see, we have multiplied both the sides with x plus 1, but we cannot do it if this condition is not given. Why? Because x is any variable, right? So x plus 1 can be negative or it can be positive. Multiplying both sides with x plus 1 means if we multiply with a positive number, then sign will not change. But if we multiply with a negative number, then sign of the inequality will change. So this condition is necessary. Now in this condition they have given that x is greater than 0. If x is greater than 0, x plus 1 is always greater than 0, right? So we can multiply in this question both the sides with x plus 1, because x plus 1 will always be a positive quantity. So the sign of the inequality will not change. So you will get 4 equal to less than 3 into x plus 1. Solving, this will be 3x plus 3, taking this 3 this side. So 1 equal to less than 3x, and therefore x equal to greater than 1 upon 3. Similarly for this also, multiplying both the sides with x plus 1, because we know x plus 1 is a positive number in given condition. Therefore sign of the inequality will not change. So 3 into x plus 1 equal to less than 6. 3x is less than equal to 3 and x is equal to less than 1. Right? We have to take the intersection of these two. So the intersection will be x is equal to greater than 1 by 3 and equal to less than 1. Clear? Now question number second. Modulus of x minus 2 minus 1 upon modulus of x minus 2 minus 2 equal to less than 0. So we have to solve this. For this, first of all, we will solve modulus of x minus 2, which is equal to x minus 2. That is, it will be positive if the value of x is equal to 2 or greater than 2. But if x is less than 2, then modulus of x minus 2 will be negative of x minus 2. Right? Now first we are taking this case when x is equal to greater than 2. Then in place of modulus of x minus 2 you will write x minus 2. So x minus 2 minus 1 upon x minus 2 minus 2, which is equal to x minus 3 upon x minus 4 equal to less than 0. Now we will solve this. We know two cases will arise. So x minus 3 upon x minus 4 is equal to less than 0. For solving this, case 1 can be if the numerator is equal to greater than 0 and denominator, that is x minus 4, is less than 0. Because we want this either equal to 0 or negative. So if numerator is positive and denominator is negative, then the fraction will come negative, right? So this can be the first case. Also equality is there, so we will take the equality with the numerator. We will not take the equality with the denominator because we do not want this to be equal to 0. Now solving this, x equal to greater than 3 and x less than 4. We have to take intersection of these two. So intersection will be, equality is not there, only less than 4. Therefore open circle, and on this side and for this equal to greater than 3. So the intersection will be x is equal to greater than 3 and less than 4. Now case second will be if the numerator is equal to less than 0 and x minus 4 is greater than 0. It means x equal to less than 3 and x greater than 4. So x greater than 4 will be on this side and x equal to less than 3 will be on this side and filled circle at 3. Now because there is no intersection of these two, so the solution of the case second will be 5. Because these are two cases, case 1 or case 2. So solution of these two cases, we will take the union of solution of these two cases. So we get that x union of these two will be x equal to greater than 3 and less than 4. And let this be as 1. Why 1? Because we got this solution when we have taken this case that x is equal to greater than 2. Now we will take the second case when x is less than 2, right? So when x is less than 2, the given inequality becomes 2 minus x minus 1 upon 2 minus x minus 2, which is equal to 1 minus x upon minus x, which is equal to x minus 1 upon x equal to less than 0. Now we want to solve this. So take the cases. Case first will be x minus 1 equal to greater than 0 and x is less than 0. When you will solve it, you will get x equal to greater than 1 and x is less than 0. So intersection of these two will be 5. You can see from the number line, x is less than 0 and x is equal to greater than 1. There is no intersection. Now case second will be x minus 1 equal to less than 0 and x greater than 0. So this will be x equal to less than 1 and x greater than 0. So x greater than 0 and x equal to less than 1 means filled a circle at 1 and less than 1. So we can see the intersection is that x greater than 0 and equal to less than 1. So now for case 2, see the solution will be union of these two, which will be this only, and let this be as 2. Now we will take the union of 1 and 2. So the final answer is x belongs to 0 to 1 union 3 to 4. Clear? Now question number third, 1 upon modulus of x minus 3 equal to less than 1 upon 2. So we have to solve this. First of all, case 1 we will take when this is greater than 0. Now see, because modulus of x minus 3 is in the denominator, we don't want modulus of x to be equal to 3. So either modulus of x is greater than 3 or modulus of x will be less than 3. So case 1 will be modulus of x greater than 3. Now modulus of x means plus minus x greater than 3, which implies x greater than 3 or minus x greater than 3, which means x greater than 3 or x less than minus 3, because we are multiplying both the sides with minus 1. So sign of the inequality will change, right? So this is here which I have written that when modulus of x is greater than 3, it implies x greater than 3 or x less than minus 3, right? If modulus of x is greater than 3, then modulus of x minus 3 will be greater than 0. And if this number is greater than 0, then we will multiply both the sides with modulus of x minus 3. Because it is a positive number, sign of the inequality will not change, right? So 2 equal to less than modulus of x minus 3, which is modulus of x equal to greater than 5, adding 3 on both the sides. Now this will be x equal to greater than 5 or x equal to less than minus 5. See, when you take x positive, then sign of the inequality will not change. It is equal to greater with respect to x, it is equal to greater with respect to x only, and 5. Or when you take minus, then sign of the inequality will change. Here x is equal to greater, but now here x is equal to less than minus 5. Now see, this is the answer, but we want this answer to be in this range, because we have taken the case modulus of x is greater than 3, which means x is either greater than 3 or less than minus 3. So we want our answer in this range only, right? So the answer is x equal to greater than 5 or equal to less than minus 5. So we can see this comes under this range and this answer comes under the range this. Therefore this complete be taken as the values of x, right? Since x is equal to less than minus 5, x belongs to minus infinity to 5, equality is there, so closed bracket will come, union 5 to infinity. So this was the first case. Now second case will be when modulus of x is less than 3, which implies x is less than 3 or x greater than minus 3. So in this case, modulus of x minus 3 will be less than 0, right? This is the given inequality. When you multiply it with modulus of x minus 3, which is a negative number, sign of the inequality will change, also multiplying 2 on the both sides. Now modulus of x is equal to less than 5, which implies x equal to less than 5 or x equal to greater than minus 5. Now we want this answer, this solution to be in this range. So we will take the intersection of this and this. So this is basically x greater than minus 3 and less than 3. So the range will be minus 3 to 3. This is now x equal to less than 5 will be 5 equality or less than 5 and equal to greater than minus 5. So minus 5 and greater. So when you will take the intersection, you will get it as x belongs to minus 3 to 3. Now we have two cases, right? First has answer this, second has this as answer. So you will take union of these two. So the final answer will be that x belongs to minus infinity to minus 5 union minus 3 to 3 union 5 to infinity. Clear? Now question number 4th. Modulus of x minus 1 is equal to less than 5 and modulus of x equal to greater than 2. So two inequalities are given. So we will find the solution of both of these inequalities and the final answer will be intersection of those solutions, right? So now first of all, modulus of x minus 1 is equal to x minus 1 if x is equal to greater than 1, and if x is less than 1, then this will be negative of x minus 1. Now we are taking the first case when x is equal to greater than 1. So modulus of x minus 1 will be x minus 1 equal to less than 5. So x is equal to less than 6. Now see, we have to take this solution x equal to less than 6 but in this range, because we have taken the case that x is equal to greater than 1, right? So from this number line we can see x is equal to greater than 1 and x is equal to less than 6 is, see this green color line, equal to 6 and less than 6. So the intersection of these two is from 1 to 6 with the closed brackets, right? Because in both of these lines 1 is also included and 6 is also included. Second case is when x is less than 1. Then modulus of x minus 1 will be minus of x minus 1, which is 1 minus x, equal to less than 5 or x equal to less than minus 4. So we have to take this solution also, but in this range. So x is equal to minus 4 or greater than minus 4, but we have to take it in this range that x is less than 1. So intersection of these two is from minus 4 to 1, and also close bracket at minus 4, not at 1, because in this second line 1 is not included, right? Now because these two cases includes or, that means either this or this, therefore we will take the union of these two. So union of these two is minus 4 to 6 with the closed brackets, and let this be as 1, because this is the solution of first inequality. Now we will find the solution of second inequality, which is modulus of x greater than equal to 2. So modulus of x will be x when x is equal to greater than 0 and minus x when x is less than 0. So when x is equal to greater than 0, modulus x will become x. So the inequality will be x equal to greater than 2. So the answer will be from 2 to infinity and also close bracket at 2. Now when x is less than 0, minus of x equal to greater than 2 or x is equal to less than minus 2. So the solution will be minus infinity to minus 2. You can see this complete solution lie in this range, and this complete solution lies in this range, x is less than 0. Now the solution of this will be the union of these two. Therefore x belongs to minus infinity to minus 2 union 2 to infinity, right? Let this be as second. Now for these two inequalities, we have to take the intersection of solutions of these two inequalities. So this is the solution of first, minus 4 to 6, and this is the solution for the second. So when you will take the intersection, you will get the final answer as that x belongs to minus 4 to minus 2 with closed brackets on both the sides, union 2 to 6. You can check their intersection by making the number line. Okay.